Welcome to Creepy Joe's Horror Show! With special guest, Slip Rick the Skeleton.
It's not my fault the babes like me, man.
Also, Flo. And don't forget about your legendary loser host himself, Creepy Joe.
Welcome to Creepy Joe's Horror Show. Tonight we have the stuff from 1985.
Nobody can say what's in a popular new dessert item, but it's causing a deadly result and a horrifying zombie-like effect on consumers.
This movie's pretty badass. I mean, I really enjoy it. And it's probably one of the more known ones from the list that I've done so far. I mean, it was pretty popular. So, it's not like... Some of the ones that we did were kind of unknown. They were on the fringes of, being like, homemade. So, I mean, some of them were pretty bad. So, this is one of the more popular ones, and it's noted to be, a horror sci-fi, but... And it was for its time, but, in today's standards, it's more like a horror comedy. I mean, there's a little bit of sci-fi in it, I guess, but like for the most part, it just seemed like a horror comedy to me. But it was directed by Larry Cohen, and he's done some other awesome movies like It's Alive and Maniac Cop and Return to Salem's Lot. There was a bunch of other ones, but it's starring Scott Bloom, who plays Jason, Michael Moriarty, I probably butchered the hell out of that, but plays Mo, who's like kind of like the detective style guy.
Rutherford, Mo Rutherford,
and then the great and late Paul Sorvino plays the Colonel Malcolm. He was in all kinds of other awesome movies that I personally love, like Goodfellas and. The list goes on. He's in like every Italian mob movie that there is. He was an awesome actor. Plus other weird stuff like Romeo and Juliet. He's been in all kinds of stuff. But, so he's a very well-known actor. He's pretty young in this movie.
I could toss you off this tower. You'd land right about there.
We have Garrett Morris playing Chocolate Chip. And we have Andrea Markovici, I believe. That's probably really bad, but she's playing Nicole, and there's a couple other, people involved that I'm not going to get into because it's not worth it. But
you're Chocolate Chip Charlie.
Well, I sure as hell ain't the Kentucky Colonel. Get off of me!
So the stuff starts out as two railroad workers, or I don't know if they're on break or what. Well, it's just one guy actually. He's on break, and he sees this, white stuff. He sees the stuff coming out of the ground.
What the hell is this?
So he tries it and really likes it. Then his other buddy comes over and he tries it, and so right away he starts figuring out how to capitalize on it. That's basically like the first scene of the movie.
Bubbling out of the ground like this, there might be enough of it here that we could sell to people.
And then it goes into, there's commercials about it.
Enough. It's never enough.
Somebody, I'm guessing that guy, made it into a business because it's extremely, you could tell by the beginning, it's very addictive. And it's on the shelves everywhere, and the little boy, who's basically like the main character, Jason, played by Scott Bloom, he, realizes his family starts eating it, and they start acting funny.
I'm telling you, it isn't good. It's spoiled.
And he's out to like destroy all of it. He runs to the grocery store and basically tries to get rid of all the stuff.
He's gonna kill you! He's gonna kill you all!
And it's everywhere. And everybody's eating it, and everybody's acting weird. And the companies want to know how it's made, like, so they hire Michael, well, Mo.
Want results, and he's the best there is. And it's men like Mo Rutherford that help us stay in business.
And he's used to work for the FBI or whatever, and he's kind of just like a detective.
Dad, every stone wall has a chink in it. I'll get inside there. I'll penetrate.
And but they say he's the best. He'll get in there and find out the ingredient, find out how they're making it, because no one knows how it's made. And so he's investigating it, and he starts, soon realizing that there's something weird going on, and it's some kind of like, I don't know. He doesn't know what, because you don't even know what it's. You just know that it's starting to like eat people and basically take them over. It's real bizarre. And he runs into Garrett Morris, aka Chocolate Chip, who's also he like helps. He's like basically like his partner in crime, and they're trying to get to the bottom of it. And ultimately, there's a lot of like amazing scenes in this movie. Like there's a lot of I don't know if it's clay animation or what, but the way they did it, like typical awesome special effects from back then. It works great, and it's there's a lot of that going on, and there's a lot of reverse filming.
I'll burn the hell out of it.
It's pretty fantastic. There's some really amazing kills in this. They're all good. I mean, there's definitely, the budget that went into this, is probably, I'd say, a little higher than what the normal movies that I cover on this channel, because there's a lot of great special effects going on, and you'll appreciate it if you're into this type of stuff. Some of the more memorable scenes, I don't know, like it's funny how like when the people that are like real bad on the stuff, I don't really know the levels of like how bad, or how long it takes to take you over, but like, I mean, it gets to the point like in the beginning, the kids destroying the grocery store and everything, and it's just like splashing everywhere. But it seems like towards the end, like even if you're near like a cup of it, it like will start to, it's starting to turn on everybody. It's getting more, I don't know if it's getting more powerful or what, but it basically takes everybody over. And no one knows how to stop it. So ultimately, the detective, he's not even really a detective, but Mo and Chocolate Chip, they end up, kind of meeting up with Jason, the boy, and Nicole, who is, she worked doing the commercial for the stuff, and so she kind of was like an insider. And
suit, okay, I want wonderful smiles. You've got that happy.
She ends up getting involved. So like all four of them, end up going to a military, I guess it's like it's not really a military base, but they're like local militia or something like that.
You know that the whole country needs you?
And the colonel, who, Paul Sorvino, he's the colonel, and they end up going to this, where it's being manufactured, and, and they basically just, it gets real crazy at the end. We'll just put it that way.
Come on, you stuffy sons of bitches! That's right, Colonel, you tell them!
But this movie is definitely, it's better than most, and it's, like I said earlier, it's pretty well known, and obviously there's a lot more to it, but this is more or less, this episode, I don't even want to get into too much like part by part of what goes on, but I just want you guys to watch it. Like, I have to just put it on here because you know, most people have already seen this movie. Most of you probably have already seen it, but I would watch it. It's free on Tubi. Every single movie that I do in this month is going to be free on Tubi, so that you don't have to rent it or buy it or anything like that. Everything you see, you can watch it literally right after you watch this, and every single one of these are going to be worth it, unless they're not, and I'll tell you if they're not, but I'm going to be pretty honest about them. This one, this is a pretty good one. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 because it deserves it. It's legendary. I mean, everybody, this is like a cult classic, so yeah, this isn't some unknown movie, but I got to cover these too. You know, I try to do more of the underground ones that I haven't seen. And I've seen this one quite a few times, but I figure it's necessary because I want to show some of like the higher end. I wouldn't call this high end, but I want to show some of the more like, you know, known movies that are on Tubi as well, because I don't want everyone to think that like these Tubi horror, you know, subgenre is, you know, all underground, homemade, home video horror movies. You know, there are like some really good ones. Like I think Evil Dead 2013's on there right now, and you know, all the Rob Zombie movies basically are on there. I know Devil's Rejects, but thought about maybe doing a newer one here soon, but I doubt it. I'm gonna try to cover some of these. I stick with what I like. Not that I don't like Rob Zombie movies, but you know, I'm gonna stick with the 80s because I don't know. I'm stuck there. Sorry, but
nothing wrong with it. I had some last night.
I'm telling you, it isn't good.
Yeah, The Stuff, 1985. Larry Cohen killed this one. He's known for it, so you know, check it out. And thanks for hanging out and stay creepy.